I'm honored to have this opportunity to speak with you this afternoon. So let me first begin by sharing a quote from one of my favorite shows that would summarize my brief remarks today. Some people choose to see the ugliness in this world, the disarray. I choose to see the beauty, to believe that there is an order to our days, a purpose. Graduates, as you complete one chapter of your life and begin another, what will you choose to see as you re-enter the world? Ugliness and disarray, or beauty and purpose? For context, I was born and raised here in South Florida in the 80s, and as a child, I've dreamt of being a cane. But I wasn't smart enough. Actually, many don't know this. I barely graduated high school with a 2.0 GPA, or wealthy enough to be able to afford the tuition here. Unsure of my purpose at the time, I was admitted into a bridge program at a small liberal arts college up in Wisconsin, where I was a two-sport athlete. After graduating with a degree in education studies and justice public policy, I spent the next 12 years of my career working in college access and serving students in Chicago, Milwaukee, and Detroit. Students like myself who were in pursuit of their purpose. But like the kid in the 80s, I always dreamt to be home and be the cane. In 2020, I was finally given an opportunity to join the U as not only the director of the Office of Multicultural Student Affairs, but as a doctoral student in the School of Education and Human Development. As I quickly made up for what seemed to be lost time, I would learn more about my family's complicated connection to the city of Coral Gables that will forever change my life. You see, my late paternal grandfather and grandmother, who immigrated here from the Bahamas in 1948, were subject to Jim Crow legislation and impacted by the civil rights movements of the 50s and 60s. As low-income immigrants with limited education, they supported my father, uncles, aunts, and many of my family here today by working as indentured servants for many of the communities surrounding this beautiful campus. My grandfather as a groundskeeper and my grandmother as a housemaid worked from dawn until dusk, earning between $10 and $15 a day, which barely covered their round-trip bus fare from Richmond Heights up Dixie Highway to Coral Gables. My father and my family will often miss school to offer support to my grandparents where they could. The thought of their working conditions still bring tears to their eyes today. In fact, my father, who's here this afternoon, makes only his third time that he's been to Coral Gables since my arrival in 2020. Some of the memories of what has happened around too strong for him to bear. Sorry, y'all. Amongst other things, these sacrifices cost my father and some of my family their education. It cost my grandparents their quality of life, but it cost me nothing. It gave me everything. Thinking about my family's struggles initially brought feelings of anger, sadness, and left me questioning why they would give so much of themselves for others. Growing up, I never heard them complain once. But one day during one of my commutes to campus, the answer to that question became very clear to me. Their sacrifices in a world full of disarray gave me the ability to see the beauty and fulfill my purpose. Part of my purpose is being fulfilled by standing here today as Dr. Christopher Allen Clarke. The other parts of my purpose are to honor my family in the way I lead, to take pride in the work that I do, to recognize the privilege that I carry, to not let their sacrifices go in vain, and to use my skills, my education, and my platforms to serve others and to be a light and perceive darkness. Today, my choice remains crystal clear. I choose to see the beauty and purpose in this world. With that said, on this Tuesday at about 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening, with the guidance of my colleague, Darcel Streeter, in the Development and Alumni Relations Office, my wife, Karen, and I, we have proudly established the Clarke Family Student Support Endowment Fund in honor of my late paternal grandparents, Leroy and Virginia Clarke. This endowment will provide need-based financial support for both undergraduate and graduate students at the University of Miami that are actively involved in leadership and/or multicultural activities. It took 20 years for me to find my purpose, but on this day, my grandparents' legacy will forever be linked to the city of Coral Gables and to this great University of Miami. And I know today that they're smiling down on me and my family. So with that said, I'd like to honor my parents and my family who are here, if they are willing to stand so I can recognize them. Ricky and Sylvia, my mother and father, thank you for raising me to be a husband, the man, the father and the son, and the believer I am today. My brother and sisters who are here, my wife and her family, and my entire village of family, friends, mentors who are here today, thank you so much for seeing me long before I could see myself. I would also be remiss if I did not acknowledge Dr. Jackie Traversano and Ms. Darcel Streeter for educating me on the power of philanthropy. And last but not least, to Dr. Whiteley and Dr. Callen for allowing me to have an opportunity to have my dream fulfilled and be a cane. And finally, to the office that I've been able to serve so graciously in the Office of Multicultural Student Affairs, Ms. Kennedy Robinson, Associate Director, Ms. Stephanie Nunez, who just walked across this stage, receiving her master's degree, Taylor Castro, and each and every multicultural student leader that has been on this campus and worked so hard. Thank you so much for your unwavering belief in me. In closing, I want to ask the question again to you graduates of this great university. What will you choose to see as you re-enter this world? Do you choose to see the ugliness and disarray? Or do you choose to see beauty and purpose? Congratulations, graduates, and please know that it is and always will be all about the youth. Thank you so much for this opportunity.